systems go. Clear for liftoff. What is going on, Ship It Nation YouTube station? We are back with another edition of the MLB show. It's your boy Ham. I got my guy Matt here with me. We're going to break all the games down tonight, all 11 games on DraftKings. And for some reason, FanDuel, it did include that 12th game that we're not going to cover. FanDuel was asleep at the wheel doing the contest tonight. But Matt, before I bring you in, I got to ask you the big question. Is the King going to retire a Cleveland Cavalier for his one final ride? Are y'all going to get your boy back home until he rides off into the sunset?
I mean, you have to imagine the odds are in Cleveland's favor right now, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like Golden State's only really live there if they get an Anthony Davis, and I just don't see it happening. Where else is he going to go? I mean,
yeah,
Miami.
I think it's those two teams. Why not finish?
He can't just go anywhere. Like, he can't. So I think he's coming back home. I really do. The vibes are high here about it, no doubt.
Yeah, hold on. I'm getting yelled at. Here we go. Boom. Ham's got it. I was wondering why it was off. So Newens, I think it was Newens. Appreciate it. There we go. My guy Newens always keeping me in check. Hey, I certainly appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Your boy Ham's been at the beach all week. My face is probably red. That's why we're starting an hour late. Got in, dove in, got all the winners right here, Matt, right in front of me. I know you're locked in on this slate, so we're going to break it all down. We're going to go game by game like we do each and every Friday night in this show. But before we get going, let's say hello to some people in chat. We got my guy Chris, Michael. Happy 4th of July, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Go Collects in the house. Bronco, my guy Newens, Sean Sullivan, Jake Swells, as always. Bob, nice to see you, Bob. You're in the house. Nicholas is in the house. We appreciate it. Gang Green, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I will say Philly's the other team. I know someone in chat mentioned that, Nicholas Barrett. Like, I feel like it's Cleveland, Golden State, Philly, like maybe Miami, and that's it. Like, those are really the only 4 teams in the mix. And of those 4 teams, I think some are much more likely than others. And Cleveland's right.
Man, if he goes to Philly, goodness gracious, like that's a good roster.
Yeah, it's already a good roster if Embiid can stay healthy. I mean,
yeah, that's true too. Hey, before we get going, Matthew, 250 years in the book starting tomorrow. Man, everybody be safe out there. Should be a great time. Friends, fireworks, food, burgers, grills. Happy 4th of July, everybody, before we get going. But let's anything else, Matt, before we get going? Any broad slate overviews you want to touch on?
No, it's a fun slate. We've got Coors and we've got Sacramento back in play. So good offensive spots basically all over the board. Those two obviously go at the top. And then, yeah, some good pitching options tonight, some garbage pitchers. So it's kind of a slate that has everything.
Yeah, a little bit different slate than what we saw last Friday night when we were on the show. No Sacramento or Vegas, no Colorado. Wasn't many good hitting spots. I think we had the Miz on the mound again. But, hey, let's get into it. I've talked enough about it. First game up on the slate. We're looking at the Stone. It's not going to be the Pirates and the Nationals. That's on FanDuel. It is going to be these Minnesota Twins taking on the New York Yankees. Mike Paredes taking on Garrett Call. Talk to me a little bit about this game. Twins at the Yankees.
Yeah, so obviously on a slate this big, they're not going to like, everything, or you're not going to like something from every game. And this is a game like on a smaller slate, I think you can make a case for Cole. I'm not really buying Cole right now, especially at his current price tag on DraftKings, his current form. This Twins lineup has actually been good, especially against right-handed pitching. So for me, it's the Yankees here. How much do we like the Yankees? They're definitely in play against Paredes. They're like ice cold right now. So if you're buying into streakiness, you're probably not going to play the Yankees. And it's tough to stack them on a slate like this with so many good spots. You do have Trent Grisham hitting leadoff. think he's 4,200 on DK. He looks really good. We know they've got upside, and they're going to be low owned. So for me, like if I'm playing one lineup, I'm not getting to anything from this game. But I do think the Yankees stack looks good in tournaments. How do you see it?
I see it a little bit different than you. I do have some interest in Garrett Cole. The one guy in that Twins lineup that really scares me is Byron Buxton, and you can see from the stone, he's not starting tonight, still nursing an injury. So no Byron Buxton weakens that lineup a lot. The back half of that lineup has not a lot of power and does have a lot of Ks in it. So I'm in on Garrett Cole. I like him tonight. I'm not in on the Yankees stack, but who I am in on is Ben Rice as a one-off. Love Ben Rice tonight, batting second. He will come with some ownership, I believe, but he has a great home run possibility tonight. And then not as much if you wanted to do this, especially because it's a 2-5 combo, which I'm not a huge fan of, but Paul Goldschmidt, I don't hate him either, but it's Ben Rice for me as a one-off for the Yankees to pair with Garrett Cole, who I think mows this Twins team down.
Okay. I mean, based on what is what I'd ask you. Like, he hasn't been that good and the Twins have been really good. So why?
Yeah, I would say Garrett versus the Twins. I mean, just looking at the stone right here, I mean, there's not a lot of power on the road that they have versus righties. I love looking at our stuff. I don't think they're going to be very good. I think Garrett Cole, his strikeout numbers are down a little bit this year, but I do think there are some Ks in this Twins team. And hey, when I see the likes of Tristan Gray, Ryan Keedler, Victor Caratini, and Luke Keyshaw at 5 through 9, that doesn't really strike fear in me. Royce Lewis, a strikeout waiting to happen once again. I just don't see much in this Twins lineup. Personally, and I like the price, $9,100 and $9,500 on FanDuel. I'm in on that.
Yeah, I got no arguments there. Like, I haven't loved what I've seen from Cole so far, but it still is a good matchup on paper despite the Twins being good recently. So I don't know if I'll play Cole, but I get it.
We just look. All right, we'll move on to the next game. We have the Orioles. They're going to be very popular against Brady Singer tonight in the Great American Small Park. Another one I'll call it one of the top 3 ballparks we got on the slate tonight. I got Trevor Rogers going for the Orioles. Talk to me a little bit about this game. The popular Orioles, which is scary, going in to face the Reds.
Yeah, another really good ballpark. I didn't even mention Cincy when I talked about Sacramento and Coors, but yeah, the third best, and it's really good for hitting. So I think both sides are in play here. Cincy actually got to Mizorowski yesterday. We know they've got power, especially against lefties, and Rogers hasn't been great this year. So the Cincy stack is definitely in play. I like them as a full stack. And then Baltimore, they obviously look good here. Brady Singer is not very good, having a rough year. He went through a decent stretch before last start where he had like 3 okay games in a row and then fell apart last start. I expect more of the same here. You get a ballpark upgrade for Baltimore. They continue to disappoint, and they've disappointed a lot, but they've still got power and speed in this park. Yeah, I mean, I'm worried about the ownership here. I think they could be the highest owned team on the board. I think the Yankees, who I just talked about, will also get a lot of love. But Baltimore, I think as a team, you could generally be concerned with their ownership potentially. I don't know how it's going to shake out, but as a full stack, like the bottom of the lineup still won't get any love. And if you like to spot a lot, I could see full stacking them. So I don't know how I'm going to play it as far as the ownership goes, but they undoubtedly look good here.
Yeah, they are going to be popular, which scares me. Don't love them. You know who I do love for the Orioles, though? Batting 7th, Colton Cowser, $3,400, third cheap. Great matchup tonight against Brady Singer, my opinion. He will come in lower owned than some of those other guys. They bumped Taylor Ward down in the lineup to 3rd. Don't hate that. But, yeah, give me some Colton Cowser, not going full 5-mans for the Orioles. Then what about the Reds? You didn't mention any of them. Do you like Trevor Rogers or do you like the Reds, or is it kind of a no play for you?
I talked about them before I talked about the Orioles, that I do like them as a full stack. The Rogers hasn't been good. I like the Reds against lefties. They just got to Mizorowski yesterday. I mean, for me, the reason I didn't mention any individual bats, so you're right in that regard, is because I like the full stack here. I like stacking against Rogers. Sure, you could play one-offs of Sal Stewart. Ellie has been a lot better against lefties this year. but it's such a big slate. Those guys like wouldn't be at the top of my one-off list, but I could see full stacking them against Rogers. He's been bad this year, and we know since he has upside. So they're not like my favorite stack on the board, but they'll be really low owned, and that's worth something on this slate.
Yeah, I like Steer and Ellie as more of a mini. Obviously, those are two, but if you wanted to, you said you didn't really like him as a one-off. I maybe go like a 5-2-1 with him, or maybe throw in Sal Stewart in there. You and your boy Tony in lockstep right now. He's not a Garrett Cole guy, and Garrett Cole hasn't been great this year. I'll admit that, but I'm gonna rock with some Garrett Cole tonight. Moving on to the next game on the slate, we got a hot matchup. AL Central leading. I think they're tied or close to tied. You would know better than me, Matt. But White Sox taking on your Cleveland Guardians, and I got to be honest, we were all over those Cleveland Guardians last Friday night, Matt, and they were very, very hurtful, very, very hurtful. They did not get the job done like you and I both thought. But can they get it done tonight against Anthony Kay? Then you got Gavin Williams on the bump for the Guardians. Talk to me through this one. White Sox at the Guardians.
Man, they were so disappointing last Friday night, and Anthony Kay shoved against them the last time he faced them. His last start, I think it was the series when we liked them, or I liked them mainly last Friday. I think it was against Luis Castillo in Seattle. Prior to that, they had faced Chicago, and Anthony Kay absolutely shoved against them. So he's intriguing here. Now, outside of last Friday, Cleveland's lineup hasn't been awful. They still don't hit home runs, and I'm not looking to stack them here. I don't know how much I like K, though. I think it's just that's a nothing for me, Cleveland and K. I could see getting to K, though, considering how good he was against them last time out. The White Sox and Gavin Williams, man, on a lot of slates, I'd like both sides of it. I feel like on this slate, I like neither of it because there's so many other good spots. Gavin Williams still in play for me. He has not been good recently, especially considering how good he was at the beginning of the year and how talented I think he is. We know he's got upside any given start, though. So he's still in the pool in tournaments. The White Sox offense, though, like Gavin Williams is either walking guys or he's giving up hard hits. So you get a combination, not a combination. You either get guys on base, which is always good, or you get barrels, which is good. So, yeah, I mean, I like Williams more than I like the White Sox, I think, because there isn't a ton of good pitching, but I wouldn't be shocked if the White Sox won this slate. I wouldn't. It's hot here, as I've told you 5 times already.
Very hot there. Very hot. A lot of places. I don't think it was last Friday. I think it was 2 Fridays ago at this point, but 22 runs for this White Sox team. I know it's a different game, different night, different team, but give me some Colson Montgomery batting 5th against him. Another one-off. A lot of one-offs early in Miguel Vargas. Another 2-5 combo. Not a huge fan of splitting that many differences, but I do like both of those guys. And then Anthony Kay at $6,500 against this team you talked about was just dominated against them. What scares me the most are these lefties for the Guardians. Travis Bazzana.
Oh. Not sure if it's me or him. I am going to hop out and see if it's on my end. We good?
We back. I'm back. I start talking. Here we go. I'm back, baby. I'm back. You start talking Colson Montgomery, Miguel Vargas, and Anthony Kay.
And it was last Friday. They scored 22 last Friday.
Oh, was it last Friday they scored 22? Mm-hmm. Okay, wow. Yeah. So, hey, it's in that. I'm in, just south of Nashville. We got a gorilla monsoon going on outside. So, hey, bear with me. The internet's a little shaky. The lights are flickering and flattering, but hey, we're back. Hey, White Sox, give me some K. Give me some Colson Montgomery. I like those two plays tonight, Matt. It doesn't sound like you have much interest in this game. Moving on to the next game, which is one of my favorite games on the slate. Got the Mets taking on Grant Holmes. Got the Braves taking on Christian Scott. Love both of these offenses. Talk to me through this game, Matt. Mets at the ATL.
I feel like we're in lockstep for a lot of this slate because I also like the offenses here. It's as lower owned offenses off like the main stacks, the Athletics, the Giants, the Orioles, the Mets, man. I like them in this spot. Holmes is not good and good hitting weather in Atlanta. I like the way the Mets set up their lineup tonight. You do have a good Atlanta bullpen, so you got to get the Holmes, but I think they've got real upside on this slate. And I feel the same about the Braves against Christian Scott, who we know puts guys on base. And the Braves, really disappointing June. They've been a little bit better in July, and I'll just buy their talent. We know how good they are. There's a reason they were the best offense in baseball prior to June. So both stacks wildly in play for me, no doubt.
Yeah, we're definitely in line there. Who are your favorite Mets? Like if you had to pick some, I can tell you mine. I mean, obviously Soto is going to be at the top of your list, or I'd assume he's at the top of your list. If you had to pick, 3 Mets, who are your top 3 Mets?
Soto, Lindor, Ewing.
Yep. Yeah. Soto and Lindor for me, 100%. They look very nice against Grant Holmes tonight. And then I love this Braves line. My favorite 5-man stack by far. I like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Baldwin, Albies, Olsen, Harris, and the Dominator, Dom Smith. Love this Braves 5-man stack tonight. It rivals, in my opinion, this Giants and or this Oakland stack for me. But we'll see how it breaks up down there. So Braves Mets game go over the posted total as well. Should be a lot of runs in this one. Moving on to the next game, which is going to get a lot of traction tonight. We've got the Giants over a 6 implied run total against the Colorado Rockies. Ryan Feltner taking on Logan Webb. Any love for Logan Webb? Probably a low-owned Logan Webb in the Mile High City to take on this Rockies team.
I don't love Webb here on paper. The Rockies have been good against righties, and you're obviously going into cores, but I don't think he's a bad play either. I mentioned pitching pretty weak on this slate. We've got a couple aces. I don't think Webb is a bad tournament play. I don't expect him to have a great start here, but I don't think he's a bad tournament play. Just buying the talent here. I could get on board with that. Really, it's about the Giants. I'm seeing some places project them for not being that high owned. I think that's probably a mistake. They obviously have the highest run total on the board, biggest park upgrade you can get going from San Fran to Colorado. I know they were just in Arizona, but still getting their home games in San Fran, now in Coors. Massive, massive upgrade. They are missing a couple of their main guys. So no Chapman. I'm pretty sure Willie Adames is still out. And then you can't stack, their first baseman together. So
Adames is in the lineup tonight. Yeah.
Adames is back. He's hitting 6th.
He sucks anyway.
Yeah. This is a good spot for him, though. It's a good spot for the Giants. I mean, no doubt about it. I don't think Feltner's a trash can, but he's not great, and he's pitching in cores against an offense that is way too cheap. So that's why I'm not buying how they're projected for lower ownership some spots. I think they're going to be by far the highest stack on the board, and they should be.
Without question.
It's just a matter of whether you want to play into that ownership or not. Classic core slate.
Let's put Matt under the microscope. Single entry. Are you playing the Giants?
Probably not.
3 max. You playing the Giants?
Probably not.
Oh, wow. You're not going to play them on 1 of 3 teams.
I mean, they're definitely in consideration, but
what? I know they're in consideration. I like 6 run total.
I know, but there's other stats that I like more than the field, and we play the ownership games.
Yeah, you're right. Right.
I mean, I don't deny that they're the top stack on the board, but I just think they might be overowned considering I don't think Feltner is that bad. That said, I don't say that with confidence that I wouldn't play them in 3 max or in single entry. I think they're wildly in play. And if the field isn't getting to them as much as, some places have them projected as mega chalk, some don't. If they come in not really that high owned, I'll feel silly for not playing them.
Yeah, I don't say. I mean, we haven't talked about any stacks really that we like outside of maybe the last game. Like, who else are you playing?
Well, the Orioles.
The Orioles, yeah, but I guess it also depends on. The prices, they're not really outlandishly priced, but
they're
playing
cheap.
the Giants.
But I think you're underselling how owned the Yankees and Orioles are going to be. The Yankees on SaberSim have about a 6 implied run total. So, like, that's not that far off from San Fran and the Yankees. So I think the Yankees are getting more ownership than you're expecting or projecting. And I think the Orioles will also be highly owned. And I think the Marlins and A's and the Brewers are going to get some ownership. So, yeah, the Giants will be the highest owned. It's just a matter of how much, how high owned do you think they get? I guess I'll put you under the microscope. Single entry. How high does, the individual bats on the Giants get? 25%, 30, 35% on this slate?
35.
Wow, I think that.
Devers without question is going to be the highest owned player on the slate, I think.
Okay, he's way too cheap, no doubt about it. That's too high owned. So I don't want to play them at that ownership. If Devers is like 15% owned, I think that's too low.
Layup. Yeah.
So it's one of those. And we won't know until the slate starts, but I guess I'm more with you than against you. I don't think it'll be that high, but it'll be high.
So who do you think will be more owned than Devers on the slate? I know he's one dude, but who's going to be more owned than him?
Outside of pitchers? I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it like that. I don't disagree with you that he's going to be the highest owned player. You know what I mean? I don't say that for certain, like you're saying it right now, but I don't think that that's a bad take at all. Gunnar Henderson will be highly owned.
Yep.
I think the Yankees will be highly owned. Like Dominguez, he's 3,300. He'll be owned, but you're right. Probably not as high as Devers.
Yeah.
The only thing that's taking out Devers is Eldridge, but Eldridge is hitting 7th today. So, yeah, I think Devers is going to be one of, if not the highest owned. You're right.
Yeah, he'll be one of them. Yeah, you're right. Dominguez at 3,300. Just if you're playing single entry, I think he's going to be super high owned. On the Rocky side, I don't love the stack. Once again, I like this little combo pack, leave him a little more, even though, man, looking at those prices, that's tough to get to. But Mickey Moniak is a great spot. Hunter Goodman, I like Hunter Goodman. I don't think I like Hunter Goodman at $6,200 though. On this,
it's tough to play guys. It's tough to play stack that expensive against a guy like Logan Webb, no matter where.
Webb, just ground ball pitcher, just throw that thing, just spike it into the dirt. So yeah, but I do like Mickey Moniak, even though 5,400. That's a very, very steep price to pay, but I don't hate him as a one-off. Good stuff there, Matt. Let's move on to the next one. Got the Rays, Nick Martinez going into Houston to take on this Astros, Spencer Arrighetti. Spencer Arrighetti, last Friday we came on the show and some guy said the only reason you liked Junior Caminero is because he hit 3 home runs on Thursday night, and all he's done since then, Matt, is gone bombs away for Junior. I think he's up to 6 games in a row, unless that came to an end last night. But Junior Caminero has been scorching hot for the last week plus. Any love for any of these Rays bats or any love for any of these Houston bats taking on the journeyman Nick Martinez?
So it did end last night, but it's funny because I was thinking about that. Caminero homered in every game since that show until last night. So, yeah, he was probably a good
and
play
3
on
the
that
night
slate.
before.
Yeah, he was probably a good play on that slate and every slate since then. As far as tonight goes, I think this game is sneaky for offense. These are both pitchers that aren't very good, in my opinion, and 2 offenses that can get to them and won't be owned at all. It's tough playing hitters in this park when you've got so many good weather spots and just hot, heat all over the country. But we know Tampa's got upside. And I like top of the Houston lineup. Obviously Alvarez, but then Altuve and Paredes super cheap. I like this game for offense. If I were playing 5-10 lineups, I'd definitely have some of this game for sure.
Here's my guy. LSU for life is back, and he said Caminero ain't stopped. Said I said it. Hey, we appreciate you coming in here again, LSU. Hey, it's all good. Hey, we all have takes. You got to stand by your takes. You had a take, and just unfortunately it was not a very good one. And my guy, Ghostface Kicker, I like that name. Hey, do us a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. This helps us out a ton over here for Matt and myself. Someone said it in the chat earlier, but here it is again. Our guy, Seti Mullins, batting leadoff. at 3,400. He's going to rock it up there. I don't think I like him better than Dominguez. 3,400 versus 3,300. Who you got there, Matt?
Give me, with the ownership, man, they're both good plays. Mullins is on fire right now, too. Give me Mullins. Lower ownership. Mullins.
Yeah. And he says LeBron's going to the Knicks. I don't know if that's confirmed. I hope he's not going to the Knicks. Hopefully you're just
wishful. The Knicks after the Knicks won the title.
Hopefully you're just wishful thinking. I differ a little bit than you on this one, Matt. I think this game is bad for offense.
Oh, you love Arrighetti. I forgot. That's your boy.
Yeah. You've been saying negative regression on Arrighetti all season.
He got destroyed last start. So what do you mean?
Well, it wasn't on a Friday night, so
okay.
It only counts as a Friday night. Let's see.
Nick Martinez is even worse than him, though. So I like Houston more. So that's how I see it. I understand, though. Like, honestly, considering the pitching options and his price point, I don't know if you're about to say it that you like Arrighetti. I don't think that's crazy either.
No, I don't love Arrighetti. Don't love him. I don't like Jordan tonight for some reason. I should. You look at his stuff. He's facing some guy named Nick Martinez. Like, you should like him. I just don't. My two favorite bats, no surprise, would be Junior Caminero. Then my favorite Astro is Mr. Walker, Christian Walker, batting cleanup. So I'm not stacking either one of these teams, though. I think we differ.
We got to go back to why you don't like Jordan. Like, there's a difference between you're not going to play him and pay $6K for him. But
okay.
Actively call out that you don't like him tonight. Why?
Well, yeah, that I'm not paying $6K for him. I guess I should.
That's fair.
I mean, I always like Jordan. Jordan's like one of the greatest hitters, or if not, top 5 hitter in the show.
I got you.
Yeah. But I'm not playing him tonight. Yeah, so I do like Jordan, just not tonight. Fair?
Totally fair. I mean, he's the most expensive outfielder. You don't like this game for offense. I don't think he's going to be that highly owned, which is part of the reason I like him. If he's going to be high owned, I don't want to spend $6K on him. I just think he's going to fall through the cracks a little bit.
I think it was on Tuesday when they played Joe Ryan. Like, no one was playing him, rightfully so. All he did was hit a grand slam. So, yeah, I mean, Jordan can get you 30 or 20, 30, hitting 2 bombs or whatever, but not for me tonight. Let's move on to the next game where we got a bunch of we got 2 Southpaws taking the hill tonight. Got the Red Sox going into L.A. Confirmed lineups are not out yet. Reed Detmers, who I think has had a pretty decent year, 30% strikeout rate at home. Talk to me a little bit about this game. You got some guy named Drew Bennett taking on the Angels in Anaheim. Red Sox at Angels.
Yeah, so Detmer is probably my favorite pitcher on the slate. He's just been fantastic this year, and he's still too cheap at 8,300. I mean, you look at his game log, you look at his numbers, his underlying numbers, they're all really good. I like the spot tonight for him against Boston. So, yeah, I'm in on Detmers here. Price considered, he's my favorite pitcher on the slate. I'm buying what he's selling right now. So I'm in on Detmers. And then the other side I'm a little torn on. Bennett has been decent, actually. I mean, you look at his underlying stuff, and it's all really good. I do like the Angels against lefties, and they're cheap now coming out of Seattle. So I don't think Bennett is an awful play. I also don't think using a couple Angels is a bad move either. Neto under 5K, Soler under 4K would be my 2 favorite. Bennett himself, probably worth taking a flyer on. Shalhoub said Boston also missing key hitters. I know those guys appealed the suspensions. I'm not sure what happened with that. I don't think they're missing tonight, but I could be wrong there. So maybe I'll look into that when you start talking.
Yeah, I think we agree on this one. I love Detmers as well. I'm not afraid of this Red Sox lineup. I don't think it's out. I haven't seen it, but just what we have on the stone, I'm not afraid of that. And then, yeah, the Angels would be, probably my sneaky stack that like you alluded to in the last game. I love Joe Adele, Peraza, Nito, and then my boy Denzar Guzman. So, yeah, so give me this full 5-man LA stack, 4-man over on FanDuel, but Odell, Peraza, Nito, and Guzman, and throw in some Detmers there, and you're off to the racetracks tonight, Matt. Angels, one of my favorite stacks on the board outside of the I'll call it the San Fran and this next game we're about to get to.
And it's been good though. So like, why do you like the Angels so much? And I'm saying that from someone who also kind of likes them.
Yeah, good against lefties. You said that a minute ago. Good against what Jake throws up there in terms of pitch mix. And I think they're going to be low owned, and they got a lot of power, right? Huh?
The power, low owned, and cheap price tags. I'm in.
Yeah. Next game up on the slate. Two teams that will not be low owned, got over a 10 implied run total. Got the Marlins, believe coming out of Coors, if I'm not mistaken. Now they get to go to second heaven to West California with Shalhoub up there. You got Tyler Phillips taking on Jack Perkins. Talk to me a little bit about this game. Brent Rooker not in the lineup tonight. Season-ending surgery I saw the other day. Hate to see him go for the Athletics, but any love for any of these Marlins? Any love for any of these Athletics?
Yeah, that stinks about Rooker. I'm a huge Rooker fan, so never like to see that. And all of a sudden, the A's lineup, man, it is not great right now. You get, obviously, Langoliers and Kurtz up top. Those two are going to be two of the best plays on the slate. I think you can full stack them just because I don't think Phillips is that good, and the A's are in a really good spot. They're coming off that Dodgers series where that did not go well for them. And yeah, I think just because of the spot they're in, the A's are in play as a full stack. Their lineup gets ugly quickly, though, so just know that going in. I mean, they're missing guys. They're missing Zach Geloff, obviously Rooker. They're missing Jacob Wilson. Sure, I'm missing one or two more, but that's three key guys in their lineup. So I like them, but they're not my favorite stack on the board. And then I don't love the Marlins here. I think they have upside for sure, but I like Perkins. I've been playing Perkins. I like his arm talent. I don't think I want to play him here. I don't think you need to, but I don't think he's out of play either. He's still really cheap. He's got good strikeout upside. The Marlins have been good, so I understand why someone would stack them here. I just don't think I am. I also don't think they're going to be that high owned, though. So, like, they're intriguing.
Yeah, so let me play a little devil's advocate with you. You don't like that Athletics think their lineup is bad at 5,700. Are you playing a Tyler Phillips?
Nah, can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm with you. And then Jack Perkins, I don't think he's gone longer than 5 innings on the season. I could be mistaken. When I was looking at it earlier, I don't think he's gone longer than 5. But yeah, you said it. He's got a ton of strikeout upside, especially against these lefties. But man, that's a tough tag to pay 6,300 in that park. But you're getting huge. That's a huge leverage spot, right? If he can go 5, if he can get the win, I think you're looking at, a ceiling game is 8, 8+ Ks for this dude that not going to go more than 6. May not get to 5, which is a scary proposition in my opinion.
I agree.
All right, moving on to the next game. We got 3 games left on this great slate. Interested to see what you have to say about this one. When I was looking it up, I came across some couple things, but we got the Brewers, Kyle Harrison, who's been dynamite this year, going back out west to take on these Snakes, Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll and crew in the desert. It's going to be 100+ there, but good thing they play indoors out there at Chase Field. But talk to me a little bit about this one. Brewers at the Diamondbacks.
I don't love, or I hardly ever use lefties against Arizona. I don't love using pitchers against them in general. They don't strike out a lot, and I like their lineup more than most. So I don't love Harrison here, but I respect Harrison enough to where I don't love the D-backs in this spot. I could always use Ketel Marte against a lefty, and they're cheap. So if you want to use them 1-off or 2, be my guest. I don't think they're bad plays, but hard for me to get on board with a full stack against Harrison on a slate like this when there's so many other pitchers we want to pick on. Milwaukee, on the flip side, though, is definitely in play. Like, ownership considered, I could see why someone would have them as one of their top stacks on the board. They're expensive, but I don't know if Cabrera is good, bad, somewhere in between. Like, I think there's a lot of unknown there, which puts them in play as a high upside stack. I think that's really the only way to look at it. So, yeah, interested in Milwaukee here. I'm not sure I get there. They're expensive. And then Arizona would just be one-off for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on Milwaukee. Let's start with the Arizona. Yeah, no, not playing the Diamondbacks, not against Kyle Harrison. Too much respect for him on an 11-game slate. But the Brewers, I love the Brewers. Favorite bats from the Brewers would be Bryce Terang, Garrett Mitchell, Jake Bowers. Love that. Looks like it's 3, 5, 6 when that lineup comes out. Then you throw in a Frelick and a Contreras to 5-man, or even a Jackson Churio at 5,300. Brewers, one of my top stacks on the board, not playing this Diamondbacks team tonight. I think we kind of agree on that a little bit. Let's go to the next game. You said Reed Detmers was your favorite pitcher. Then you changed it to price considered because I was going to come ask you over Shohei. So you got Shohei on the bump tonight, 10-7, 10-6, taking on this Padres team. They don't strike out a whole ton. They just got a 22 spot put up on them. It might have been 22, 23 the day before, 2 days ago. They're struggling, and they gave up 12 last night to this Dodgers team. They're struggling, to say the least. So, any love for Shohei? Any love for this Dodgers team with no Shohei eligible at the top of the lineup? Take it on Michael King, this bullpen, and this Padres team.
So I'm not playing Michael King here.
Yep.
He was pretty good against them his last start. They faced off last Sunday, and King pitched well against them until he got hit around in the 5th or 6th. Now they're in LA. I misspoke on that yesterday when I was doing the show, and I don't know why. Brain fart. I thought this game was in San Diego, which makes the offenses look a lot worse because San Diego is one of the worst hitting spots and LA is not. So tonight, I like Ohtani. I always like Ohtani. I think he's, right there with Cease as the best DFS pitcher on the slate. I like to spot a little more for Cease, though, and Cease is a little bit cheaper. So Shohei, it's the top 3 for me. Shohei, Detmers, and Cease. I like all 3 of them. I don't think there's a big difference between any of them, especially when you consider Detmers' price. That's why he's my favorite. I could stack the Dodgers always, especially against King, but they're super expensive. Like, they're the most expensive stack on the board. And I respect King enough where I don't need to stack them on this slate in LA. We've got other really good spots, teams that aren't as expensive. So, yeah, like the Dodgers are always going to be in play. And I guess in a sense they're cheaper. Well, not even in a sense. They are cheaper because they don't have Shohei, but they're still expensive. And I don't think I'm going to allocate my funds there.
Yeah, I agree with you. No Shohei in terms of bats. I think that waters it down a little bit because he's so good at the plate. And then, yeah, I mean, you're playing, or he's in your pool. Ohtani's definitely in your pool as a pitcher. And then no Padres for me, no Michael King for me as well. Let's move on to the next game. Or let me ask you this. Well, we'll go to Dylan Cease, then I'll come back and ask. But Blue Jays in taking on the Mariners, Dylan Cease and his 35+% strikeout rate to both sides of the plate gets the premier ballpark upgrade going to the Mariners in Seattle. Any love for any of these Blue Jays? Any love for any of these Mariners?
No on the Mariners. Cease is really good. Strikes out a ton of guys. He can be erratic, but I'm not stacking against him on this slate in this ballpark. And no on Toronto. I'm not stacking Toronto either. Man, I'm still intrigued with using a couple bats against Castillo because I think he stinks now. Vlad, super cheap. Nathan Lucas, probably hitting second, crazy cheap, but as a full stack, I'm good on stacking either of these teams in this park.
Yeah, and not stacking this. Love Dylan Cease. No J-Rod tonight either. It makes the Mariners.
Oh, yeah. That much better. Sorry, I didn't even mean to, but yeah, I forgot about that. That makes a big bump to Cease because that's a big guy that you worry about for Seattle.
Yeah, big bump to Cease. And, one of my favorite one-offs. I got a lot of one-offs I like tonight, but it's going to be Akamoto. Hopefully he's batting third right behind Vlad. So, yeah, give me some Akamoto. Hate this park, but we hate Luis Castillo. If I put my hard-earned American dollars on the Cleveland Guardians last week, I'm going to put it on Vlad and Akamoto. Grant Holmes, I think, is one of the worst plays on the slate, if that's who you're referencing. For the Braves, I think he's awful. Rematch of the AL division race. They had a great playoff battle last year. Mariners and the
Oh yeah, 2 years ago too. Remember that game that they came back? I can't remember. Like Teoscar hit that bomb. He's been on both of those teams. I don't even remember like who. I think Seattle won, but fun series. I remember them playing. And honestly, we can just go straight into the home run calls because my guy's going to be from this game. Guy that I just mentioned. Guy who hasn't homered a ton this year at all, but I like him tonight. Vlad going yard.
Vlad going yard. Okay, I like that. I'm going to write that down. Since we're going into home run calls, man, I got a bunch, but I'm only going to give you one, Matt. Let's go with – I'm going to go Colton Cowser. I think he comes in super low owned against Brady Singer in the small park. Baltimore's going to be super popular, just like they have all year, Matt. They're going to disappoint 1 through 5. 6 is going to get a single, then 7. Colton Cowser is going to hit a bomb tonight. Cal Patty out into right field. But what I was going to ask you earlier, can you play Shohei, Reed Detmers, and or Dylan Cease? Can you play the big boys and then still fit in some of these bats? I guess you can because bats are so cheap.
Yeah, that's why he looks good. Like I think Cease and Ohtani is harder to fit, but even those two, you can do it. They're cheap enough offenses, but you won't be able to fit like anything expensive. But it'll be lower owned because of that.
Yeah. All right, there it is. There it is, folks. All 11 games. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Even though my guy Matt and I just don't vibe with one another, we appreciate every single one of you every single Friday night. That'll do it for me. That'll do it for Matt. We said it at the top of the show. Everybody be safe. Have a great 4th of July. Come back next Friday with 10 toes, 10 fingers, and nothing on your face. Have a good day, everybody. Just